Okay, guys, and we're back with another episode of Awesome TBN, to go back to an older channel moniker. But we're right back here at the Arch of the Future Megabase. And, see, I'm running into a little issue. Because I've built this arch. I love the arch. I think it is absolutely awesome. But with it, it provides no room for further expansion. Like, I can't even... Because this is such an obscure color scheme, I don't know what else I can build. Because my original plan was to have a whole, like, ancient city kind of matching that theme over here. I don't even know what matches with this. So I really don't even know what we're going to do. This may just be like a monument that kind of stands off to the side that's kind of separate in color. Wow, there's a lot of creepers here. Oh, shoot. I'm genuinely kind of running off zero inspiration right now, which kind of drives me nuts, because normally I just, like, have an idea and I go for it, and I don't even have the idea. Man, is that an igloo? Does it have a basement? No. Oh, yes! Hey, golden apple. I don't need that. Yeah, this is kind of worthless. Kind of worthless. So, I guess we're just going to go to Creative Test World and mess around with stuff until something calls out to me. I guess that's what we're going to have to do. Boys, I have great news. I have been punched in the gut by inspiration. All it took was about 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes in a Creative Test World, and I have it. The only issue is that it is kind of emo. It looks sick if I'm envisioning it and if I build what I'm envisioning. But it's kind of emo. So, I mean, this is an ancient civilization that is resubmerging from the darkness. So, to an extent, it has to be kind of emo. So, I guess I'm just kind of justifying my... I promise I'm not emo. That's what I'm getting at. This build may look like it, but I promise I'm not. This is just how the build looks, and it'll be cool. Just trust me. I'm like over, what's it called? Overcompensating. I'm like severely overcompensating now. But just trust me, okay? Okay, I'm gonna get gathering on not all the blocks, but the blocks I need to make an outline. Hey guys, while I gather the blocks on the game Sam, editing Sam's here to say if you want to possibly join the server and hang out and play around, I do have the Discord now. It is in the description of this video, or you can go to the title page of the channel, and it's in kind of the link thing up there. I don't really know how to describe it, but if you know YouTube, you can find it. Love to see you guys there, so back to the video. What's one of the best blocks for emo builds? Blackstone. Right now what I'm doing is I'm building an outline. We're building this up in the air. This is going to be level 0. So the way that we get to level 0 is going to be a mixture of both terraforming and we're just going to extend it down a little bit. But the main floor is going to be right here. So with this, I'm actually not going to do a creative test build. Because with those, I do it and then I just directly copy it over. The goal for this is to have the whole thing built in survival. Now something like the gate, I did a practice build, but there's a difference. I'm not going to go copy directly off the practice build. I'm going to use practice build as inspiration. It may be the same, things may change. There's no telling with it what's going to happen. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just extending this a bit further because I have the general shape for the bottom that I want to do, which now that I'm looking, I really don't think I got enough deep slate because I really want this thing to be huge. So that may be an shoot. So that may be a later issue for not right now me. Right now I have to figure out how to get an inline curve going, which that may suck. Let me see if I can figure this out. You know, I really thought that with how high up, because I mean, look at how we got this up over here. Like, this is on top of the trees, so I thought this would be plenty high. But we've gotten back here, and it's not nearly high enough. But, I don't know. I really don't know. Do we need to do a big shift? Or we could fence off this back area, like... Okay, this works. Now let me not die. I'm gonna go find a bed. Okay, so I have the outline done. And you guys can start to see how like massive this thing is gonna be. This is gonna be the bottom layer. I want to have a basement to it. I want to have fully terraformed surroundings, and then I also really want to make it at least 3 stories. And I don't mean like little stories. I'm talking about like minimum of 20 blocks of stories. In some areas, it'll be even taller than that. So this like it's gonna be a massive project that we're gonna be working on for a long time. This will be probably until episode 100 we'll be working on this. But when it's all done, this is gonna be awesome. But for today, the main thing I really want to get done is the gate. So we're gonna get the front door of this made. That way we can actually like get a face to what we're building. So let's get started with that. I need to go grab a couple more resources. Okay, so I have a decent chunk of this first wall bit done. So right now it's very flat. We haven't added much detail, but here's kind of the color scheme. It goes from the dark not deep slate. What's that called? Blackstone. And then we go into a layer of deep slate. And then this top, the reason I do that is because when I was doing my practice builds, I realized that when we make the parapets, if we have a layer of something a bit lighter, it actually makes the parapets pop out more and look even more three-dimensional. So we're using that in order to basically make it look more 3D. So I'm going to finish with this layer of deep slate brick, and then we'll start working on the parapets. Okay, so for the parapets, we're going to use a far brighter material. I can get up there, and boom. So instead of doing deep slate and blackstone like we've done before, we're going to pop on over and use some tuff, which you guys have seen my crippling addiction to this block. But what we'll do is to start off with, we get these little bits going, and I'm going to alternate them like this. So now we're going to give these little cross braces that connect all the individual bits that are kind of peeping out right here. Then we're going to make some of these taller than the other ones. And this will add depth to the build as we go. Scratch that, I'd much rather do it with this. And then if we just add some tough walls, that should give us a pretty good looking parapet. Let's do a little flyaway and look at it. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want right there. So there's the parapet made. Now let's carry that on to what we have on the rest of the sides. And now a message from today's sponsor. Crap. Like, look at all this. There's so many different uses for it. If your name's Billy Madison, just make sure not to...
Don't put it out with your boots, Tad.
Watch out, God. I'm trying to record. Nope. Hi, buddy. Hey. It also makes great projectiles. You put on gloves, grab a handful of it, chuck it at the nearest sibling. That works out great. Slingshot it at your neighbors and teachers. There's so many great uses of it. Just, there's goat crap. It's so versatile. With that, back to the video. So these flat ones that don't have a slabber stair on top, we're going to have a soul lantern just placed there eventually. I just don't have the soul lanterns at the moment to do that. But I have the parapets carried on along either side. Oh yeah, that is exactly what I want. That's the lower level of a castle right there. So now that we have that done, next step is I want to, by the end of today, get this design carried around to that back end of the tower because of this, not tower because this isn't going to go up any higher, this section. Because if we're able to do that, then we can kind of continue on and get one part of one room done. And then we can honestly move into this first area because we're running out of space very bad back at the base. So I'm going to carry this around the edge real quick. Okay, so we have this kind of bottom chunk done. And I'm very happy with how it goes. It's been a long time since I've built like a castle-like thing. And this is also in my opinion, a harder color scheme to build in. Blacks don't really tend to look very good because it's hard to get depth. But so far, I'm really loving this. And just because I know you guys don't tend to like it when it's a full building episode, what we have next is right up here. Wow, I fell. That's great. So right here, I do want to have some kind of piston door. So I'm going to pop over to a redstone testing world. We're going to see if we can figure out something that looks good. So I based this off the same flying machine that we used for the faces on the election. Let's just see, does it work? So it goes down to the right level. And then if I activate that, perfect. That actually went way smoother than what I thought it would. So let's get this filled out entirely. Okay, so I have this done now. I don't know if we're going to stick with this block palette or if we're going to change the way the door looks. I'm not particularly attached to it as it stands, so there's a good chance it changes. But standing on this pressure plate, which it'll be a redstone signal later, and door comes down, and then this one right down here sends it right back up. I did have to change the way that I did the piston fly machine from how I did it on the face, because what I was running into is pretty much the block push limit. It wasn't an issue, but I couldn't get the top to trigger subtly. Whereas this, I can just run a redstone signal across the top. Compared to other ways, it was going to have to like get right in the walk space. It was being all sorts of weird. So let's make sure that this is actually going to fit within the building itself. Because if here's the door, it's all flush with that. Okay, cool. So if we need to, we can go up one block because the floor for up here is going to be on this level. So we'll actually have a couple blocks up top to build with. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so I actually got it all the way done. This is an awful view, and this is a placeholder button. I don't know how it's actually going to activate. But that, you click it once and it goes. Click it again, goes back up the other way. Sorry, I had a Dr. Pepper burp. And then from the other side, we have a similar thing. And landed it. Button right here. Press it right there. It goes down. Press it again. Actually, I want to write it up. Press it again, and it goes right back up. Oh, shoot. Ah! That worked. But I did have to change the activation method a little bit. Bottom stayed the same, but the top, for some reason, the observers that everyone seems to use for them weren't working for me, so I had a piston relay hooked up right here. And some of these blocks, like this one will probably change. Those will probably change, because right now those are just placeholders to make it look nice, just to like give it a theme. And whenever it's time, I'll go and actually put the relevant block there. And with that, we actually got a lot done today. So I think we're gonna go and wrap this video up. Just over 12 minutes. That's my goal with these. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a ton of fun getting to build this. It's been a long time since I've started on just kind of a mega build that's kind of in my comfort zone, because so far with this world, I've been doing my best to push myself outside of it and try out new things. And it is fun to get back to my roots. I feel like everyone at some point's built a castle, and it's just a classic Minecraft build. But before I head out, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you ever want to just hang out or talk or even get on this server, I said it during the little break, but there's a Discord link in the description of this video, and I'll try to put it in most of the videos from here on out. So if you ever want to just hop on the server or just join the Discord just to say hi, feel free to. You can find it in multiple places, so just find it. You can hop on, say hi, and thanks for watching again. See ya.